So now he's starting to understand my life is different. So now he's understanding that everything that he do is like the world is watching. So
imagine dedicating your life to shaping a young fighter's career, raising him from the harshest streets to the biggest stages, and then finding yourself on the outside, not just cut off, but fighting for what you believe you're owed. This is the story of Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Calvin Ford, a partnership born in Baltimore's toughest neighborhoods, now unraveling in courtrooms and headlines.
Hey, he was talking shit. Okay, I like that. Do that again.
Ford has filed a jaw-dropping $50 million lawsuit against Davis, alleging betrayal and abandonment. From a mentor's loyalty to a boxer's quest for independence, we're about to uncover a story that's as intense as any fight inside the ring. Before the fame, the money, and the worldwide recognition, there was just Tank, a kid from the rough streets of Baltimore, with potential but few options. And there was Calvin Ford, a man with a past, who saw something in that young fighter.
Ford, both you and Calvin from Baltimore, you guys are a winning formula. What is the chemistry like and the recipe to your success?
Just stay close to each other. We've been doing this for so long. Calvin is like a major key to my success in the years.
Ford, a former prisoner turned boxing coach, took Tank in, showing him a way out of the darkness. More than just drills or strategies, Ford taught Tank how to stay alive in a city where so many young lives were lost. And for Ford, coaching Tank was personal. He wasn't just training a fighter, he was guiding a soul through a war zone.
I'll fight you right here. Now we get over here. I just turned, you see? I'm in front of that wall.
To those who knew them, their bond was stronger than blood. But as Tank's fame grew, the world would soon learn that not all bonds withstand the test of success.
He been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me. He'd chill. Everybody know him. Everybody know him at work.
According to Ford, he put everything on the line, every ounce of his wisdom, every connection, every second of his life, into molding Tank into the champion he would become. For Ford, this was never just a coach-fighter relationship. It was a mission, a purpose. From sneaking Tank into his own home to shield him from the street life, to carrying the young fighter on his back through grueling training sessions, Ford's sacrifices were monumental. And through Tank's meteoric rise, Ford stood in his corner, the man who never left. Or so he thought. As Tank ascended through the boxing world, it wasn't long before he became a household name. Gervonta Davis was not only winning fights, he was becoming one of the most electrifying stars of the sport, racking up knockout after knockout. With that fame came a new level of pressure, and soon Tank's circle began to change. It's said that Ford's arrest on aggravated assault charges last year set off alarm bells among Davis's team and closest advisors. They reportedly worried about what Ford's criminal record might do to Tank's image, especially as Tank began to find his own footing, even embracing a new religion.
Best Tank story.
My best Tank story. Oh, when we used to go on the Nationals, he used to get in their room and pour water. He still do that too. Pour water on them and run out the room while they sleep. I take all the kids to the National. And he used to get in your room. And while you sleep, he'll come in and pour water on you and run out the room. Like, yo, how you get?
In recent years, Tank has openly spoken about his conversion to Islam, explaining how it's helped him redefine his priorities. This shift in faith didn't just alter Tank's personal outlook, it led him to reevaluate everyone in his life, including Ford.
Come on, Bryce. Ding, 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 ding.
There you go, Bryce.
There you go, Bryce.
There you go.
Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing. Get your footing right here. Let's go.
Tank's advisors reportedly saw Ford as part of an old chapter, someone connected to a time in Tank's life that no longer aligned with his values. But while some were questioning Ford's role, he believed his connection with Tank was untouchable. To Ford, loyalty wasn't a choice, it was a pact. But Davis, it seemed, was on a new journey, one that didn't necessarily include everyone from his past.
He came in the corner at the 6th round and said, my hand is hurt. If you look at the tape, I said, man, I don't want to hear that. Fight through it. And he done it. Y'all got to give this young man his props.
When Calvin Ford filed that massive $50 million lawsuit against Davis, it shocked the boxing world. But behind the lawsuit is a story of betrayal, at least from Ford's perspective. Ford claims that Davis outgrew their bond, cutting him out just as the fame and fortune reached new heights. Ford alleges that Tank's team pressured him to make the split, even suggesting that Tank started questioning Ford's abilities as a coach.
I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we said what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to be built itself. You know?
In Ford's view, he didn't just lose a fighter, he lost a son. And the financial loss? Ford claims it goes way beyond the millions. He's fighting for his dignity, his years of sacrifice, and the respect he says he's earned. Ford believes he had a lifetime agreement with Tank, a promise that no matter where Tank's career would go, Ford would always have a place in his corner, financially and professionally.
About the bond that you have with your head trainer, Calvin Ford. You guys have been together since the beginning, and talk about a winning combination between you two.
Just it's family, it's loyalty. I looked at my trainers as like they like dads. You know what I mean? They've been in my corner since I was 8 years old. So I feel as though this is just a part of our group. You know what I mean?
With this lawsuit, Ford isn't just after money. He's demanding acknowledgement for the years he invested in Tank, a lifetime of guidance, and the broken trust of a father figure discarded. This rift didn't happen overnight. Tank and Ford's relationship had been fraying for a while, largely due to a figure both men held in high regard.
It's good to be with him than be cool with him, because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll picture him bad.
Floyd Mayweather. Ford often compared Tank's career to that of Mayweather's, hoping Tank would rise to that same level of fame and skill. But Tank, determined to break out of Mayweather's shadow, felt the constant comparisons held him back. Tank didn't want to be seen as the next Mayweather. He wanted his legacy to stand on its own, a new champion in his own right. Ford, however, admired Mayweather immensely and believed Tank's best chance at success was by emulating Mayweather's career. This difference in vision was more than just a minor disagreement. For Tank, it symbolized his mentor's inability to let him grow beyond the past. Tank wanted a new chapter, but Ford's influence reminded him of everything he was trying to leave behind. And as Tank's star power grew, so did his resolve to make his own choices, even if it meant distancing himself from the man who helped him rise. While Ford paints a picture of betrayal, those close to Tank have a different story to tell. According to sources, Tank saw the split as a necessary step to take control of his life and career. His newfound spirituality and personal growth made him reassess every relationship in his circle, and this wasn't a decision made lightly. Tank knew that breaking away from Ford, his lifelong coach, would raise eyebrows and draw criticism. But Tank believed it was time to take full command of his career path. For Tank, this was about carving his own legacy, free from anyone else's expectations. As the lawsuit looms, Tank's silence is deafening. He hasn't publicly addressed Ford's claims, perhaps trying to stay focused on his upcoming fights. To Tank, this legal battle isn't just about defending his finances, it's about proving that he can be his own man, both in and out of the ring. For fans watching this drama unfold, one question lingers: is Tank really making the right choice, or is he risking too much? This lawsuit is more than just a courtroom battle. It's a test of loyalty, identity, and independence. For Tank, it's a fight to redefine himself as a boxer and as a man outside of Ford's influence. But for Ford, this isn't just a financial dispute. It's his life's work, the years of sacrifice, and the promise he believed they had. As Tank enters his next fight, the weight of this legal showdown will be on his shoulders, and the world will be watching closely. If Tank can prove himself without Ford, this could mark a powerful new chapter in his career. But if the split backfires, critics may see it as a decision driven by pride over loyalty. Ford's supporters argue he deserves recognition, while Tank's team insists he has the right to choose his own path. This isn't just Tank versus an opponent, it's Tank versus his past, his mentor, and his own legacy. The stakes have never been higher for Gervonta "Tank" Davis. As this saga unfolds, the question remains, will Tank emerge as the independent champion he strives to be, or will the ghost of Calvin Ford's sacrifices haunt him, casting a shadow over his legacy? With millions on the line, both financial and emotional, only time will tell how this battle will shape Tank's career and if the price of independence is one he's willing to pay.